Hi guys, welcome back to the Protein Shake Sugar Daddy channel. My name is Ukobongakpan. Please like and subscribe to this channel for more content like this. We put up content every week and we talk about relationship, we talk about lifestyle, we talk about things that will generally help you to improve your life and improve your social standard. Mostly we talk about social issues, we talk about general items, we just talk about things that the Protein Shake Sugar Daddy should tell you about. So today we are going to talk about how to cope in any city, how to cope when you're just moving to any region. Sorry, I'm having a little hiccup because of what I ate. Okay, how to cope in any region you are moving into. For so many reasons, people travel out of their current cities to different locations, and for so many reasons, when people move to a new environment, they find it very hard and difficult to acclimatize, and sometimes very difficult to relate with the people in that environment. So today I'm going to be sharing with you tips on how to survive and how to cope with any environment you just move into. For instance, you're moving from your region to another region. Let's say you're moving from Africa to America, Asia, or Europe, or wherever in the world you're moving to. So I'm going to share it from a very personal experience, and I'm going to talk to you about how I personally survived moving from the densely populated Christian South in Nigeria to the densely populated Muslim North in Nigeria, and also how I managed to make my life very easy moving from the South to the North, back to the East and to the West. Now, these regions have very different cultures. They have very different, unique and beautiful cultures. Now, for me, moving from the South to the North, where I was schooling, was a little bit of a challenge. But then, it wasn't so challenging because I grew up in a family where my mom is a healthcare personnel, and then she's also a public health officer. So for many reasons, while I was growing up, she was always leading me to different places. We were going to remote areas, talking to the people. I'm always driving her there and stuff like that. So I learned how to adapt and how to cope with people and how to learn and understand people in different situations. Now, when I moved from the densely populated Christian South to the densely populated North, it was a little bit challenging for most people who had that kind of a situation, who were in that kind of situation. Let's say you've never been to where so many Muslims are staying before. You're just moving from a very Christian area to a Muslim area. For many reasons, people move to different locations away from where they originally belong or where they originally come from. Myself, for instance, I still remember that years ago for school, I traveled from the southern part of Nigeria to the northern part of Nigeria, and also to the north central part of Nigeria. And then years after, when I was done with school, my tertiary institution, that's the university, I went for the compulsory 1-year service. You call it the National Youth Service Scheme, NYSC. I went for it, and then I was posted to the eastern part. And after service year, for business and for so many other reasons, I had to be visiting the West on different occasions. Now, there's just one strategy which I used in surviving, which is adapting. So I'm going to share with you techniques on how to adapt to different locations for your safety and for any other reason to make you feel comfortable. There is a change in culture, and the cultures are very different. So I had to learn so many things, and some of the things which I learned in that journey is what I'm going to share with you, and this too might help you if you're moving from one region to the other. The first thing is, if you are moving from one region to the other, the first thing is learn. Yes, learn. You have to learn to understand where you are moving to. Do your research. Don't just walk into a particular city and you don't know anything. Do your research. I think it will cost you nothing to go through your phone. There are tons of information out there this time, in this present generation on the internet. You can just read about the area you're going to. Learn from the experiences of others. Read about what people have to say about that area. For me, when I got there, I had to learn a different thing. Down here in the South, where I grew up, we could shake anybody, boy, girl, man, woman, hug anybody. But when I moved to the North, I discovered that because of their religion, it wasn't so, and I had to adapt to it. I had to understand that, look, this is what has kept these people for so long. This is their value system. And I understood it. And when I understood it, I began to appreciate them for what they were. I began to appreciate them for what they believe in. I enjoyed staying there. I mean, the lifestyle over there was very different from mine, but then I had to cope. I had to learn. So, learn to understand the value system of the people. Number 2, learn the language of the people. Learn the language of the people. I'm not saying that for every region you move to, you should learn all the language. No, you should master the language. What I'm saying is just learn the basics at least. Maybe you can learn how to say, how are you? And this will help you in building more relationships. You can learn to say, what is your name? You can learn to say, good morning, good afternoon. Hope you're doing fine. Just learn the basic pleasantries of the language. That is number 2. Number 3, understand that people have different values. Understand that people have different values and respect such values. You see, the cultural standards in different environments, they vary, and you need to respect that. If you must survive in any particular environment that you are just moving into, you need to learn how to respect this. Because some people don't take it lightly when people disrespect their cultures. I mean, this is what they've grown up with. This is their belief system. This is what has kept them. This is who they are. So they respect it, and some people guard it with their life. So learn to understand that these guys are different and you have to respect their value system. Where did we stop? Was it number 3 or number 4? Okay, next one. Next one is, do not diss what they eat. Yes, do not diss what they eat. Now, most people have problems when they get to a new environment. Let's say, for instance, someone offers you a food you do not eat. You can gladly turn down the offer by saying thank you in a very polite manner, and not just shrugging your shoulder and showing all manner of disregard for what the person is eating. Most people won't take this lightly. They won't take this lightly with you. So you have to understand, you must learn to respect people for what they eat. Their choice of food might be different from yours, but that does not mean that they are foolish or that whatsoever they're eating is inferior to you. It doesn't mean it's inferior in any way. That has kept them for so long. Respect that. Respect them for what they eat. Don't diss their food. If you must survive in a new environment and cope just fine, don't diss their food. Don't make fun of people. Don't make fun of people. Like the accents of the people. A person's accent does not make the person less intelligent. As a matter of fact, the mother tongue determines what the person's accent will be like. For instance, I know that I have some problems with the Y word. Like for my region, people would call yellow like yellow, and sometimes I have that in my accent, and I have this deep accent problem too. So if you ever move from your region to another region, you should try to avoid dissing people for their accent. You should try to avoid making fun of people or trying to speak like them. Most people might find it very disrespectful. For instance, let's say you're moving from the southern part of Nigeria to the northern part of Nigeria, and then you try to mimic the way they speak. They might find it very disrespectful if you do that. And they may not take it funny, so just be yourself and try to relate with them and accept them the way they are. You may think trying to mimic their accents will make them like you more, but nah, don't do that. Don't do that. Just be yourself. Be yourself. And the next thing is, don't be a threat to them. If you're moving to a new region, try not to be a threat to the natives. Once they see you as a threat, it is very natural that they start living in a way that will ward you off. They'll start acting defensive around you. So make sure that as much as you can, you prove to them that you are zero threat to their existence and that you accept them and appreciate them. So if you keep to these few tips that I've just given you, I believe that you can travel to any region in the world and cope just fine. Okay, that moves us to another topic. Ooh, I know the boys are not going to like this. Avoid their women. Yes, avoid their women. So if you're moving from from your environment to a new environment, you need to avoid their women. Yes, you heard me right. Avoid their women. You see, people feel challenged. They feel less important. Now, in our animal nature as males, males. Is it males? Okay, I have a problem with that. I'm not English, I'm African. Okay, so in our nature as males, the male species is normally very defensive, especially if they feel threatened with the opposite sex, if they feel threatened with the appearance of maybe a better sexual partner than themselves. So if you are moving to a particular environment, if you're just new in a particular environment, I would advise that you avoid their women. Yes, avoid their women. So many people have lost their lives by just making flirty comments. It's in the nature of women to feel attracted to strangers. They feel attracted. They seem to show you so much attention. They seem to show you so much love if you're a stranger. And this might not really sit well with the male gender. So if you can, as much as it depends on you, avoid their women. This can keep you at least one more second longer, or let me say a day longer if you're going to a newer region. Number 3 is, do not just make gifts. Do not just offer food items to the kids. For instance, in Africa and in my region, people believe in witchcraft. People believe that strangers can transfer some kind of spell, witchcraft spell, to the kids. So if you're going to a new region, instead of giving food items to the kids, you will do better if you pass it directly through their parents or through their guardians to them. That will make more sense. Or you can give cash, but don't give food directly to kids. No, don't do that. If you have to do that, it should be with an adult supervision. This can keep you a little bit longer. This will make you more comfortable and more accepted in the environment you're going to. Unless there is also always an exemption, unless the culture of such environments permits that kids can receive food from strangers. But even with that, because you do not understand the makeup of this person, so don't just offer food to strangers. Don't offer, especially to kids. If you're new, don't just offer them food. You can go through the adult. So guys, for these few tips that I've just put up, I believe that will help you if you're going to do your summer travels. That should help you to cope well in any environment you find yourself. And until I come your way next time, please stay tuned to the Protein Shake Sugar Daddy channel. Remember to like and subscribe, and we'll keep bringing more creative contents like this your way next week. Peace. I love you, and I hope that you will enjoy your next travel to the next region. Like, subscribe, subscribe. Oh, share. Bye.